Right, hold your horses, put your weapons down, relax. I'm not saying he's not top 20 players of all time, alright? Because never mind that, even if you try to claim that this guy isn't in the top 4, you've clearly been having kerosene for breakfast, which I obviously haven't. I don't eat breakfast. This video is strictly concerning his passing and playmaking. And even having said that, is he a world-class passer? Of course he is. But there's a clear difference between being one of the best passers of your generation and being up there with the all-time greats. And while Messi's meticulously measured balls marked by his mercurial and misleading movement marked for the marauding wideman or main marksman matches most modern midfield maestros, with regards to the all-time category, he just doesn't make the cut. Let me explain. First of all, yes, I am aware that he has a stupid amount of assists, okay? So does your favorite tap-in merchant. Stats without context is basically FIFA. We're not in FIFA. And for me, the difference between a world-class passer of the ball and an all-time great is being the difference in a winning team with your playmaking. And has Messi been the difference/best player in world-class teams? Of course he has. But they all came when he was almost exclusively operating somewhere along the front line. And although he did occasionally drop deep and pick out some killer passes even back then, Messi truly began assuming more of a creative role in the second season of MSN following Xavi's retirement. And while it could be argued that he didn't have the caliber of players around him in his latter couple of seasons at Barcelona, he still had 2 seasons with MSN where he did assume more of a creative role. And when did Barcelona look most dominant and fluid in those 2 years? Answer: from September to November 2015, when Messi was out with an injury. But granted, even this is relatively broad, so let's narrow it down even more on Messi. So Leo's playmaking usually consists of him dropping deep and freeing the overlapping fullback. And yes, I know, that's not the only pass he makes, but that has arguably been his only consistent move to unlock a defense from a passing standpoint. And in all fairness, it has worked. But the difference between him and players like Xavi, Pirlo, Scholes, or David Silva, these guys had multiple ways to unlock defenses using their passing, and would do so week in, week out. Whereas Messi, as bizarre as this sounds, even as a playmaker, didn't actually rely strictly on his passing to unlock defenses. Cause clock this, whenever Messi is in a tight space somewhere deep down the pitch, in situations where the all-time playmaking greats would pass and play 1-2s around to free themselves before making the key pass to open defenses, Messi instead relies on his individual brilliance the vast majority of the time and dribbles out of the situation before making said eye of the needle pass. And in occasions where he gets majorly outnumbered and can't dribble his way out and make a pass, he usually gets dispossessed, which is why Messi has frequently been up there with one of the most dispossessed players in the world over the last few years. In addition, something which also falls in the "my mouth tastes weird to use this against Messi" category, it may be worth to note that whenever Messi did have a creative role, the team was always built to get the best of him, which possibly can explain why most of his key passes are basically copy and paste. In contrast, the true GOAT passers over the years more often than not played in sides where the system was built around the goal scorer of the team and thus had to think of more creative ways to feed the main man. Now this by no means is Messi's fault. Anyone would build a team around him, but it doesn't change the fact that it did make things easier for him. Don't believe me? What was the only season since he became more creative where the team wasn't built around him, built to cater his needs, and built to give him the best options? Last year. And while he's still got an impressive amount of assists cause he's Messi, considering the team he was in and the league he was playing in, his assists tally dropping and dispossessed stats rising really should paint a picture. And yes, I know he's began this season on fire, but once again, he's Lionel Messi. These are his teammates. This is the league he's playing in. It's the least you'd expect. Either way, I feel like I must reiterate. Is Messi one of the greatest ever? Of course he is. Is he better than Maradona? I think he is. Is he a GOAT dribbler? I'd say the GOAT. But is he a GOAT passer? I'd say not by a long shot. Sorry, Leo. And that is that. Agree or disagree beats indifference. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And of course, subscribe. Till next time, you keep rolling.